Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome to episode 3 of the Ginger Sports podcast. Thank you very much if you've made it through the first 2 episodes. Today we're going to talk about groups A, B, C and D of the World Cup. I think it's taken something like this for me to actually get into the World Cup. I don't know if it's just been in Canada where all the games are at, I think they're at 8 a.m, 11 a.m, and 2 p.m, which is absolutely useless when you work Monday to Friday. But doing a bit of homework for this, it's actually got me way more excited to the World Cup, which starts a week on Thursday, I believe. Russia versus Saudi Arabia, the cracker you've all been waiting for. So joining me on this episode are Darragh and Gordon. Gordon is present for most of the episode, but he checks out for about 15 minutes between 30 minutes in and 45 minutes, where he furiously debates where Syria is and why they are playing an Asian qualification campaign. But hopefully you guys enjoy it. Also, if on the off chance that this podcast finds its way to Russia, we're only kidding about the drugs, and sorry Vladimir. Here's the podcast. Right, ready?
Yeah, I think so,
Right, Group A, Russia, Saudi Arabia, Egypt and Uruguay. Let's start with the hosts. In Euro 2016 they finished bottom in England and Wales group. In the 2017 Confederations Cup they finished second bottom of Portugal and Mexico's group. I don't think they're very good at all. I don't think they're literally only there because of the hosts. They would not have qualified otherwise.
Yeah, but the squad's definitely not the same sort of calibre it used to be.
Oh, there's no Andrei Arshavin or Pavlyuchenko.
No,
bring them out of retirement.
They're not a good team. No, I don't fancy them at all. I really don't.
21 at the 23 actually play in Russia. Probably tells you what you need to know.
Yeah.
I don't think it's particularly high.
Yeah, if they were good enough, they'd probably be playing elsewhere in
Premier
Europe.
League or
Yeah.
European standard. Yeah.
The last 6 matches, they've got beat 1-0 off of Austria, got beat 3-1 off of France, 3-0 off of Brazil, drew 3 each with Spain, 1-0 off Argentina, and drew 1 each with Iran. Basically, they're not getting out of this group unless another Icarus gets pulled here. Onto your topic, how good are their drugs going to be, Gordon Tulloch?
Well, who are they playing the first game? Saudi Arabia. So if they come out flying in the first game and they pump them 5-0, get them tested for everything.
KGB agents sneaking into labs.
Get them all tested. But I don't know. I mean, on that, that's a wee bit off topic of what we're going to be talking about. But
well, it could be.
Would you put it past them?
No.
Putin, home World Cup.
No,
biggest sporting event in the world.
I don't know if I want to talk about him in case he comes after me. But
No.
But no, I think with everything that has been going on recently with us, like with the drug thing, I think they should be getting heavily tested, and they should. Like,
why wouldn't they do it in football? If they're doing it at the top levels every other sport, Sharapova and our asthma medication.
Especially if you're the host, like you've got so much pressure on you as a host to perform well and deliver a good World Cup, both in terms of like the entertainment value and everything else, as well as how well your team perform.
Yeah.
And you kind of get a sense of that, I think, with Brazil, like how much pressure was on them.
Yep.
And then how much they crumbled when they get beat off Germany.
But on that, like starting against Saudi Arabia at home, that's a great one to start with. Like, if they can win that game, pressure lifts a little bit, and then they are in a position where I still don't fancy them. I still think that they won't get through, but it sets them up to have a great chance of getting through.
Expectation wise, from the country, they'll be expecting that they get through.
Oh yeah, I think they'll be expecting to go relatively far despite having a weaker squad.
It's not a particularly difficult group.
No.
It's not one of the... there are a lot of weak groups, but it's one of the weaker ones. Probably the weakest one. It's not a top team in it.
Are we saying anything suspicious with the draw then?
Look, FIFA the most transparent organisation in the world? Probably not.
Are they trustworthy, FIFA?
Probably not.
No.
I wouldn't put it past them.
One
of those hot and cold ball situations.
I was going to say that. I don't know.
Who's doing the draw? Putin and Andrei Arshavin?
Yeah. But yeah, I think Russia may face some difficulties with the group. I mean, okay, Egypt maybe aren't the greatest team.
Right, let's talk about Egypt then. Egypt finished top of their qualifying group ahead of Congo, Uganda and Ghana. It's not bad. It's their first World Cup since 1990. Mo Salah scored 5 out of 8 of their qualifying goals. They do have some other decent players. They've got some players that you would know. They've got Higazi, they've got El Mohammadi, El Neni, Darragh's favourite pal.
Well, I'd have concerns about them as well, but I still think they'll get through. But in second place, the problem I have with Egypt is that I would see their two main players are injured at the moment, and like Salah is gonna miss the first game. So
is he? Is that?
Yeah, he's not back until I think it's the end of June. So like he's gonna miss the first group game for sure, and then he got injured in the last 6 weeks of the season and hasn't really played either. So I
can't trust whether Salah's injured or not. I know all these doctors are so much propaganda. If his injury is worse than expected, exactly. They're never going to tell you.
There's every chance that he mightn't play at all.
He'll be on some of Putin's drugs just to get through the first game.
Aye, absolutely. I mean, for somebody that's had probably, well, undoubtedly the best season of his life, and then one of the best seasons like across Europe, to then be injured for the World Cup,
it would deflate the whole nation straight away.
It would do,
and they need them behind them. So
I mean,
if he was going to be getting all these cortisone shots and everything else, then absolutely they're going to be doing whatever they can to get the guy fit to play.
I mean, you saw what happened when he came off in the Champions League final. Liverpool just they properly deflated. Yeah, there was the way they attacked was different. It was toothless.
I don't know much about the Egyptian league, but it seems that Al Ahly have half the players on the team.
So 17 out of the 23 play for Al Ahly or Al Hilal. So I don't know. I don't know how good they are.
Yeah, but even just looking at their squad, they don't have a striker outside of Salah.
No.
So if he is not fit, there's every chance that even if he does play, he's not going to be fit playing. He's not going to be a shadow of the player he was.
100%. I think he's going to be drugged through his eyeballs.
Yeah. So you're taking a punt. I think they'll come through the group second, but you're taking a punt that Salah is fully fit when I'm saying that, because if he's not, I don't fancy them either. So.
Oh no! Wait, sorry. I'm saying 17 out of 23 play for Al Ahly or Al Hilal. That's Saudi Arabia. getting ahead of myself here.
But yeah, I think the Egypt team is pretty dependent on Salah being fit.
Yeah.
Right. Uruguay finished second in South American qualifying. They were still 10 points behind Brazil. But if you look at their team, it's pretty good. Defensively, they've got Diego Godin, Jimenez. They've got defenders from Atletico, Lazio, Sporting, Porto and Independiente.
Yeah.
They're probably going to know how to defend.
Yeah. Especially with Godin as well, like such a leader, and
he's been one of the best defenders in the world past 5 years.
Yeah,
no doubt.
I think it's a bit of an aging squad though. Would be one of my concerns, is that their best players are even Suarez. I don't see Suarez as the player he was 2 years ago, and they didn't do it. Didn't do it 4 years ago. The expectations were there that they had the best, one of the best strike forces, and they didn't do it. So.
Yeah. Got a wee wild card for them, Christian Stuani, who's a Middlesbrough reject. He scored 19 goals in La Liga this season for Girona.
Aye.
It's
a pretty good return.
Yeah. I mean, for a man that's couldn't make the cut at Middlesbrough.
Yeah. I think, for me, they're going to finish top of the group.
They should walk it.
Yeah, I don't think we're questioning that. I think it's more outside of the group stages.
Yeah,
beyond that, beyond that, they could face some difficulty. But they should walk the group pretty easily.
Aye.
So personally, the way I see the draw going is I have them to face Portugal in the next round, and I don't think they'll get past that.
I'm the exact same. I have them finishing top of their group. Portugal finish second in theirs, and yeah, they get put out off of Portugal.
Yeah, I mean, I know we're about to go into Group B, but even if Portugal did finish, if they somehow finish top, and then Spain probably finish second, then
worse, yeah.
Uruguay are probably going to go out in the next round.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know. Cavani and Suarez they're both top quality players.
Yeah.
Anything can happen, but yeah.
I wouldn't fancy them though as like previous World Cups. You'd look at Uruguay and you'd have them in the top maybe 6 teams to challenge for it. I wouldn't have them there now. I don't think so.
They could be nasty. They could be very nasty to play against.
In terms of like aggressive and
yeah, they'll just make it difficult for it. Yeah, a bit like playing old school Argentinians.
Yep.
Yeah, they could be very good. So in that group, I'm thinking Uruguay top, Egypt second, Russia third, and then Saudi Arabia. We don't even.
Don't waste your time.
I blew my Saudi Arabia stat in the wrong team. And that was all I had for them. They beat it.
I don't think they're going to create too much
problems for anyone. No.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It depends how good Al Ali and Al Hilal are.
Yeah.
Rangers and Celtic are Saudi Arabia. Right, we'll move on. Group B: Portugal, Spain, Morocco, and Iran. We might start. Portugal, European champions.
Yeah, start with them, yeah.
Yeah. Topped their qualifying group, edging out Switzerland. I was Googling about today at work, and I was reading about their goalkeeper. So, Rui Patricio, he's currently trying to terminate his Sporting Lisbon contract he wrote a 34-page document outlining why he should be released for his Sporting Lisbon contract. Apparently the president's a bit of a madman, and he suspended half the squad after they get beat off Atletico Madrid in the Europa League, and then the president's combated that, saying Rui Patricio's agent happens to be George Mendes, saying he's trying to blackmail the club over what happened to Adrian Silva, plays for Leicester.
Yeah,
that transfer that didn't quite go
14 seconds or something.
Didn't quite go through on time. George Mendes was basically like, you owe us because you's fucked up on that. And the president's like, Sporting will not be blackmailed. I could see George Mendes trying to blackmail Sporting.
I mean, you don't get to the top of your game like that without being a bit assertive in certain situations.
I think you have to. I think any top level agent is probably a prick.
It's the most ruthless industry, like.
Yeah, it has to be.
You have to be fighting for your clients.
Yeah. And yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, if you fight for your client to get a big move, then you're getting.
Of course, but if you're not getting
whatever percentage,
you're not getting the right fee for them. They're off to another agent. Yeah. So
Well, I wonder what's his net worth. George.
Well, he's got quite a lot of the main guys on his books.
Yeah.
Is it Ronaldo? This is what it says on Forbes. Mendes, who once worked as a DJ after his soccer career ended prematurely, began his career primarily focused on Portuguese players. Currently, Mendes' active client contracts are worth nearly $1 billion.
Not bad.
Yeah, headlined by Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
So he's doing alright.
You take that, yeah.
Yeah. But Portugal's actual squad
it's rather weak, I think, for a top nation again, as we said. Like, they managed to win the Euros. I don't know how that happened, but they did.
They won it without winning a game, pretty much.
Yeah.
They were awful.
And Ronaldo, he hasn't convinced me this season. I know his numbers are still up where they usually are, but I've seen him try to take on defenders, and he just doesn't have the pace anymore. So he's adapted his game now to be a bit more of a box striker and clinical finisher. But I don't know, is that team going to supply him with the right?
Not through Joao Mario anyway. And I'm like,
your hatred is coming out here.
Joao Mario, honestly, he was the one after the Euros. He got bought for a lot of money to Inter Milan, and I was like they clearly never watched the Euros. Someone's just told them. One of the scouts have just told them this boy's going to attract a bidding war.
Yeah.
Just come in and pay as much as you can quickly, and we'll get him without a fuss. Honestly, I think there's so many overrated players in that team. William Carvalho as well. He's another one. He's always getting touted for moves. He's actually another one that wants to terminate his contract from Sporting Lisbon.
I've never understood that. Why is he this defensive midfielder that everyone wants every season? And
he is so slow at moving the football. He gets caught constantly. I don't know. I remember. I'm not saying I know more than Rio Ferdinand, but I remember him creaming his pants over him during the last Euros, and I was like, "There's no way I'm watching the same game or the same player that you're watching."
But was it the World Cup 4 years ago when he was first really on the scene? And is he any better now 4 years on?
I wouldn't think so.
So like,
I didn't think the bar was that high in the first place.
He doesn't convince me. I'd look at other players there. Adrian Silva hasn't really done anything at Leicester since when he has been playing. Joao Mario, as we said. Moutinho, he's not. He doesn't do enough. He's not. They're not world class midfielders. Like,
no.
So they got Ronaldo.
Yeah. To be honest, I do like the boy Andre Silva, who plays for Milan. I think he scores a lot of goals. Scored a lot of goals at Porto as well. But
he might be on the move now as well. Clubs are looking for him, aren't they?
Yeah. So I mean, he could be good as well. But you imagine out of the two strikers, he's doing a lot more work than Ronaldo up front.
Yeah.
I mean, Bruno Alves is still in the squad.
Pepe's still not around.
Pepe will probably still be playing.
I mean, that is an old partnership to be. If the two of them start,
I imagine
that's a pretty old partnership to have.
So the other centre half is Jose Font, who's 34. So
right back Cedric.
Yes, I imagine Cedric will start. I actually don't mind Cedric.
No, Cedric's. I actually think he's quite good.
But
and then Bruno Alves, is Bruno Alves going to have the same quality?
Mate, Bruno Alves could barely get in the Rangers team.
Well, that's kind of what I'm getting at. Like, for playing,
hits a mean free kick.
For playing the last season in Scotland, is he going to be a bit complacent? He's not really learning anything there, or he's obviously too old to really be thinking about still trying to develop as a player, but is he really going to be bringing in anything that he maybe used to have?
He's bringing 17 pace in FIFA, that's what he's bringing.
That is awful. But obviously the big game in that group is the first game.
Yeah.
And the bad thing about living in Canada is you get to miss miss all the games pretty much.
Miss every game except from the ones at the weekend.
Yeah, but I think Spain win that game, inevitably they'll top the group.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think whoever wins that first game is putting a lot of pressure on the other, for Spain or Portugal. But Spain should win that, and
I mean, Spain are my favourites to win.
Yeah, I'm actually the same. I think their squad is just to see the players they left out of their squad. It's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, they left out Marcus Alonso, Pedro, Bellerin, Morata, Suso,
Fabregas,
Marc Bartra, Fabregas. Yeah, they left out a lot of quality that would get into. If you're just going first off the top of my head goes
squad.
Yeah, England.
Yeah.
How many of them would get in the England squad?
Yeah,
all of them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, if you're thinking how Spain are going to line up, it's like they've got De Gea in goals, Carvajal right back, Piqué and Ramos centre back, Jordi Alba left back. I don't know, maybe Iniesta you'd imagine plays, probably Koke plays. If you get Silva, Isco, Busquets, I don't actually know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
See, the reason I think they're going to win it is because I've never seen Diego Costa so sharp than when he played against Arsenal. He looked as if he had dropped, I don't know, 1.5 stone, 2 stone. Because he was never... I felt when he was at Chelsea, he was never quick. He was big, he was strong, he was good, but he was never quick. He looked rapid against Arsenal.
He was quick at Atletico, but then he wasn't quick at the first time around. But he wasn't quick at Chelsea. He was just kind of a brute.
Yeah. Which, I mean, has its own merits, but if you add pace to that as well, very few strikers in the world can touch him when he's on form.
I mean, you look at the strikers across the whole tournament. I'd agree. I don't know. Is there anyone else out there that you'd say is so important to their team? Like, he's crucial to that team, the Spanish team now.
Like if he if he is performing, then it will lift the whole squad. If he's not performing, then the whole squad may struggle a little bit.
I think they lack a striker behind him. I think if he gets injured in the first game, Spain are instantly a lot weaker.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, definitely. I mean, if he gets injured, they're no longer my favourites, because I think when you've got all those neat and tidy midfield players, they've done it before where they've got away with playing like a David Silva up front where he just drifts off. But
or like they used to play Fabregas up front sometimes.
Yep. But it's nowhere near as effective. It's when you've got someone who can pin defenders, and Diego Costa is one of the best at that.
Yeah.
And they've got a great midfield for finding that ball over the top now with him. That extra bit of pace now, like it does cause problems. Especially look at even Portugal's defence that they come up against. Like, they're going to be a slow defence.
Yep.
Yeah.
He could have a field day there.
Yep.
And then if he's just like antagonising people like Pepe or Bruno Alves, who are both pretty hot-headed,
exactly.
Just get them wound up, get a couple of yellow cards in there, just cause problems.
Could see Portugal are one of the teams I could see having a few red cards.
Aye.
You could see a few.
It's in their nature.
I think so. I think like if you are playing against such a slow defence, it's going to be really easy to wind them up. And
it's Costa's nature to do that sort of stuff. Just, if I'm bored now, I'm just going to wind people up and we'll see what happens.
As well, when you look at like their team, that we were like trying to pick the first starting 11 for them is difficult. They've got good keepers, but obviously De Gea's getting in there. But in the midfield, like, that's where I struggle to pick that.
Yeah, they've got good strength and depth in there. Like, pretty much anybody listed in their midfield could
make a good
start.
argument for them being a starter. Yeah,
and then you've got some impact subs like Asensio coming off the bench.
Thiago, don't forget my boy Thiago.
Lucas Vasquez, he's done it as well for Real. So, and
then up front, or if they're playing on the wing or whatever, like Isco as well, and they've got players that could come off the bench and create some major problems.
Aye, it's a ridiculous team. I mean, they're going to need to beat some other ridiculous teams, like your Germans, your Argentinians and that, to get there, but yeah, I fancy them strongly.
Like, my personal opinion is I see them getting Egypt, and then I think potentially Croatia in the quarters. And then you get to the semi-finals, I still think they'll beat Croatia, knock them out. They get Germany. I think that's a crunch game.
See we differ there.
Them Germany in the semis?
Yeah. And then Spain to win the whole thing, to be honest. Spain to beat France in the final. That's the way I've gone,
we differ there. I've got Spain beating Spain beating Egypt in the second round. I've then got Spain, Argentina.
Yeah,
so you don't have Argentina winning the group?
No, I thought you might go. That's the controversy.
Right, we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Let me see this now, because I don't have this.
Obviously, Gordon not doing his homework here.
I wasn't.
Turns up the podcast, puts his feet up.
I wasn't sent the homework to do, so I'm doing it just now, just the way I used to do in school.
Right. I mean, they've got Morocco and Iran. Yeah, I was trying to do some homework on either of them. So let me tell you what I've got. Iran topped their group ahead of South Korea. They were undefeated in qualifying. They have their vice captain is De Jager. He used to play for Fulham. Plays for Nottingham Forest. No,
I recognise the name.
He used to play for Fulham. He was all right.
Yep, I recognise the name. Yep.
And that's all I've got in Iran.
I mean, I'm not wasting my time on Iran, to be honest.
I think
it's definitely a more efficient use of your time not looking up Iran.
Yeah, I think both Iran and Morocco, I don't think, they're not going to get out of the group. I think it's pretty certain to say Spain and Portugal are going to go through, and Morocco and Iran are just fighting for pride. I think.
If you want to be diplomatic about it, you'd say, they've got a chance. You never know what can happen. You know exactly what's going to happen.
According to the bookies, they've got a 500 to 1 chance of winning the thing.
So basically nothing. I think they'll just play not to go to war. They just don't want
Is that what happens? Loser's country gets invaded. There's just Donald Trump standing over each president's shoulder.
I don't know. You always see when it comes to things like this, there's always political battles going on. The Eurovision, it's all got hidden agendas to it. So there's going to be some games that are going to be they're playing for pride and not to get overthrown and go to war.
Right. Well, that rounds up Group B. Right. Group C. Get France, Australia, Peru, and Denmark. Start with France.
France atop the group for me.
Of course.
I mean, to qualify, they won their qualifying group, which was you don't get very many tough European qualifying groups. You usually get one, which is Scotland in it, and then you get another one. And France won theirs with Sweden and Holland in it.
Tough group.
Yeah, they won it pretty comfortably.
Yeah. I think for me, France are going to the final and possibly my favourite to win. I just think they've got a pretty good squad, good depth, and our squad's pretty young as well.
Yeah.
A lot of them big, strong, like athletic players, maybe which might end up beating Spain if they do match them in the final. But for me, I think France might be my favourite for the World Cup.
They've just got so much pace up front. I mean, if they have Dembele one side, Mbappe in the other, they're so dangerous. I mean, Sack defending against that, Sack being a fullback having to play against that, no matter how good. Like,
I know, but it's the mentality thing for me. That's my problem with France.
Just because they're French, they start getting World War II flashbacks.
Like, even during the week, they were booing Pogba off the pitch, you know? Like, why do they do this before every tournament? Honestly, I don't get it. Like, there's always a problem before every tournament.
There is.
I think they undoubtedly have the best squad in the world.
Yeah.
Look at the players they left out as well, like some top strikers and stuff not going to the World Cup. So, I just think France...
Top strikers. Do you mean Arsenal fan here, Alexandre Lacazette getting left out?
I'm talking about Martial here. No, but like, I just think that in the big game, like they should have won the Euros in France.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
Against that Portuguese
100%.
team. Like, but they didn't. And Ronaldo and everything limping off half an hour into the game. What else do you need to go on and win that? And they still don't do it. So that's my concern with them. That's why I think they could go similar distance, go to the final, but lose to Spain.
To be honest, I'm looking at their midfield again, and they have really good balance as well. They do have your Pogba's, but they've got Matuidi, they've got Nzonzi, they've got Kante. Guys that are really good at just sitting, patrolling, and being disciplined when you have to let someone like Paul Pogba, who's just positionally out of his mind.
A loose cannon.
I was gonna say loose cannon. Aye.
A shout out to Florian Thauvin as well, getting into the squad after his Newcastle days. But
aye,
like,
I know. It's
amazing how that happened. But anyway.
Yeah, him edging out Martial, Lacazette, Payet, Ben Yedder, Kingsley Coman. Yeah, he's done all right.
I forgot about Kingsley Coman.
Exactly. Like these guys aren't even playing for them. Like, that's the strength and depth they have. But
it's a phenomenal team. I imagine they'll stick with Giroud up front, and
I was wondering if they would just go like all out pace and play Griezmann up front.
They'll play Griezmann, will they not? Do you think they'll play Griezmann?
I thought they would play both.
Oh, they he loves Giroud, but I thought you were saying that Griezmann wouldn't be in.
No. Griezmann plays. Griezmann's a talisman, but it was whether, because that means Mbappe or Dembele are probably going to get dropped.
I think Dembele gets dropped, and Mbappe, Giroud, and Griezmann as the front three. Like,
it's pretty scary. Again, they need someone like Giroud in the same way that Spain needs someone like Costa
to hold up the ball.
They need that focal point. It's so difficult playing without one.
He's really good for France as well, though.
Yeah, he is. And that was something I never really understood with Arsenal. Like, he would play for Arsenal and he'd be okay, but see, whenever the international break came around, he would just seem to turn it on for France and score amazing goals or just play amazing. He might not necessarily score himself, but he'd be the link-up man for everything.
Even when Lacazette was starting ahead of him at Arsenal, France would still pick Giroud over him.
And I would agree. I think that's actually justified. Like, maybe at the time I wouldn't have agreed, but I think he'll add more to that team than Lacazette would add to them.
100%.
As a start, Lacazette wouldn't start if he was in that squad. But I think
Griezmann would start ahead of Lacazette.
He's a better option than Florian Thauvin, but I think he wouldn't start.
He?
I think he is. I think he is.
What is he? for wins stats
He
for
probably
the
has
season.
good stats, but
Like,
come on now.
22 goals in 34 games in the league.
Yeah, it's in the French league though.
What's Lacazette got?
15, I think.
15. Right, let's see. 14.
14.
31.
Must have been one disallowed somewhere along the way.
Wrongly decided.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I think France could. I'm with you, Darragh. I think it's a mentality thing for France. It's always a mentality thing for France. Well, they have the most talented group of players, but for whatever reason, they just self-destruct. They implode, and I think I have them. Gordon, what do I have them?
You have them to get to the semi-final.
Who do they put out against?
Brazil. So you've got Brazil, Spain final.
Brazil.
So you've got France to get knocked out by Brazil in the semis.
I think I won't speak about Brazil in part 2. You just kind of hear about Brazil.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't complain about any of those finals anyway.
No.
I think cracking games of football either way. So
No, there's a lot of shit teams here, but there's a lot of good teams as well.
There is a lot of good teams, and a lot of teams that are like on paper, like any one of them could win. Spain, France, Brazil, Germany, Argentina, like pretty much anyone could win.
England.
Nah.
Right.
Part 2.
And so also in Group C, right, Australia are there, and I look at Australia's team on paper, and they've got like Tom Rogic, plays for Celtic, really good player. He could easily go down south. He's the best player in Scotland by a mile.
Yeah.
Could easily go down south and succeed well. Wanyama has, Van Dijk has, Fraser Forster has, Key has. There's a lot of Celtic players that went down south and done really well. He chose to sign a new contract at Celtic. Lack of ambition, I don't know. I'm not going to go into it, but
What a fool.
I don't know. Test yourself, whatever. But yeah, so they've got Rogic, they've got Aaron Moy, Matt Ryan, Jedinak.
Matt Ryan's the Huddersfield keeper, is he?
Brighton,
isn't it?
Brighton keeper, good player.
Yeah, a couple of good players there.
We've got a couple of decent players, but to get here, by the way, I'm not even going to try and explain how Asian qualifying works. There's about 7 rounds. It's like one group stage, followed by another group stage, followed by a playoff, followed by a playoff, followed by a playoff. Right, so ignore the first 2 group stages. They played Syria in the first playoff, and Syria, who are a failed state and at war, took them extra time.
Wait, hold on.
How does Syria have 11 players to...
No, how did Australia end up matching against Syria?
Asia, technically. So Australia play in the Asian qualifying, right? Whereas like New Zealand and American Samoa and like Tonga and stuff play in the Australasian, I think it's the Oceanic qualifying group. So yeah, Australia decided to go the harder route and just go. So they played Syria, who should have more pressing matters than a football team. But
I think so.
Maybe they thought if they won it might solve a few problems.
It's not as bad a squad as I would have expected, to be honest. There's some decent players in there, but they don't have a striker.
Mate, Tim Cahill's there.
Tim Cahill.
Still?
Tim Cahill, 38-year-old Tim Cahill, who does not have a club.
Yeah, I'm not counting him as a striker. I would have in seasons gone past. I used to actually think he was a great player for Everton, but not anymore.
I'm still just kind of curious how Syria how Syria are in the...
For reference, Gordon's got the world map up.
And I'm just kind of like, how did they get there?
What, how does...
Is it a combination of everyone else pretty much outside of Africa and Europe and
Asia? I feel like I need to draw a map here. Like, Syria are classed as Asia, and Australia playing the Asian qualifying.
But how does Syria get... I think we might need to take this out, by the way. How I don't get it.
What? How are you asking? How are Syria part of Asia, or how? Because they're the Middle East.
But there's like, I don't know. I just didn't think they'd be classed as Asia.
The Middle East is still classed as Asia.
Right, alright.
There's no way I'm taking that out.
I just don't get how they'd be classed as Asia.
I don't know. I didn't divide the continents up. I don't know.
No, me neither, but
I don't know who did.
I just didn't get it.
Send them a strongly worded letter.
I think I might have to.
Get them on the podcast.
I'm staying out of this.
Right, we need to make a phone call to someone.
Is Afghanistan called Asia?
Yes.
What? Why does this seem to be news to me?
Honest to God, this is not doing well for Scottish education.
I'm gonna phone a friend here and find out what's going on.
Right, Gordon's checked out the podcast. Darragh, we'll move on to Peru. Right, so
with joy.
So actually, I watched Scotland versus Peru the other night last week, and Peru were brutal. Scotland were very, very comfortable. A Scotland reserve team were very, very comfortable against Peru's first team until Scotland's reserve goalkeeper, Jordan Archer, decided to go rogue and just take someone out and cause a penalty. He also fucked up early in the second half for the second goal as well, but they didn't look good at all.
I don't know a huge amount about Peru, but their squad doesn't look great. There's no one jumping out at me. I know Jefferson
Farfan, yeah.
The European days of watching Champions League, but they're short. They're much shorter odds than Australia though to go further in it. So
yeah, I mean maybe because Australia scraped by Syria and then Honduras to even qualify, but watching Peru, if Scotland are doing well against you, albeit they get beat 2-0, but if Scotland are doing well against you, you're probably not that great. They didn't look very good. I'd be surprised if they go well. The next team that's going to qualify is Denmark.
So yeah, but do you have Australia behind them in fourth position, or?
Honestly, I'm a little bit biased because I lived there for a while and I like a lot of their players.
I don't know.
Probably not. They're probably going to finish bottom.
Yeah, I think Peru.
Yeah, as bad as Peru are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then, Denmark is the other one. So Denmark, of course, are the team that knocked out Ireland, my country. And
yeah, I was going to say, Darragh. So why don't you tell us about Denmark? So we've gotten to the playoffs. First leg of the playoffs in Denmark.
A horrendous game of football.
But it finishes 0-0. You've got some optimism.
Yeah.
Optimism going into the second leg.
And they were very poor at home against Ireland. Like, Ireland were defensive and they didn't do much, but they didn't, like, there was maybe 2 chances I can remember in the game where the home team looked like they were going to do it. Then we go away from home, so in the Aviva Stadium in Dublin, and Ireland take an early lead, perfect. They decide to sit back all of a sudden, concede 2 quick goals, and then just take their whole midfield off and just give Christian Eriksen freedom of the park, and he ran riot. Like,
he scored a few screamers.
Oh, he was unbelievable, but at the same time, it was so naive to leave that. Like, take your 2 centre mids off and bring on Aidan McGeady. Like, what are you doing? But
you could replace that first bit of the sentence with anything there, as long as the last bit is bring on Aidan McGeady. We're struggling.
But this is why, like, I don't rate Denmark as a squad. I don't really think they were a very good team. But when you have someone of his talent and he's so important to that team, they have a chance. Like, they have a chance of taking a result against France.
Yeah, he's... Hold on, we're referring in this city.
I'm still not having Syria as Asia. It's the Middle East and that's it. I'm not having them as Asia.
Please realise it's the same continent.
No, I'm just... Right, it doesn't matter. Just forget it.
I am aware the Middle East and Asia are...
like different regions. All I'm saying was...
not in continental idea of the world.
No, I think I maybe just thought Syria would have competed. Would have been against like more like Egypt and like.
Well, Egypt's in Africa.
I know, but I thought they would have been in their groups.
Yeah, that it would be. Yeah, it's a massive continent for them all to be playing against each other.
I just mean more because they are they're next door to like Egypt and stuff. So I thought they would have been in their groupings rather than Australia's.
Aye.
If that makes any sense.
Kind of.
We're taking that whole section out.
Well, I'm not going to. I can't. Editing takes too much time.
That's two sections now.
Yeah, I'm not. It's all staying in. I'm not taking it now. We're building character.
Definitely not having it.
Okay.
They have some other like decent players though. Like Schmeichel's a good enough keeper. Your man Lossell for Huddersfield as well. He's good. Then they've got Crone Deli, who used to be a good player. I'm not so sure he's that good anymore. He's
getting old.
Yeah. And then of course though they're missing Nicholas Bentner, so chances diminish.
The Lord.
the Lord. Yeah, that's a shock.
But
as much a shock as Leroy Sané getting left out of the Germany squad.
It does go back to though Ericsson, like.
Yeah, you feel for them to have a chance. He needs to play well.
Yeah,
and he's one of those guys, a bit like Toni Kroos when he was playing in Bayern Munich. Not so much now, but when he gets the ball between 18 to 25 yards out and turns, you're like, right, this could fly into the top corner. There's a really good chance
you take him down, you give him a free kick, and that's nearly worse. Yeah, like he's deadly from that range, 25 yards out in front of goal. Yeah, absolutely deadly.
Yeah, right. We've just totally lost Gordon on all football issues. He's still moaning about Syria.
They have more. I think you're right though. They've got more problems than trying to knock out Australia for.
Yeah. I've just realised, like, Syria aren't even in the World Cup. We're still talking about Syria.
No, I know. But I feel it's sparked a bit of a debate.
Right.
Group D?
What were you thinking, Group C? You thinking, France, Denmark, Australia, Peru?
Yeah, I mean, it's not inconceivable that Denmark could get a result against France, but I do think that France are the outstanding team in that group. And then Denmark second. They're the outstanding second team, so.
Yeah, I think Denmark are finishing second.
Aye. Right. Lastly, for the first part of this World Cup pod, Group D, Argentina, Iceland, Croatia and Nigeria. As far as groups in this World Cup go,
a tough group and a good group.
Yeah, it's definitely the toughest out of this first four.
Famous group of death.
Yeah, by a while. So, may as well start with Argentina. They struggled in qualifying from what I remember. I'm sure there was 2 games to go. They still hadn't qualified. I think it might have come down to the last game where they had to win.
It did, and Messi stepped up.
Was this part of the time when he retired or stepped away from the international team and then came back?
I think he
could be right. Actually, he could be right.
He retired after. Was it the
Copa America defeat?
I think it might have been.
Yeah.
He took some time off or announced retirement or whatever, and then came back.
Yeah, I don't know where that falls in the qualifying cycle, but yeah, it could be.
Aye,
it could be. But
they're another funny one though. I think they're a bit like Uruguay. I don't know what to expect from them, especially in the big tournament. You think the caliber of player they have, they should do really, really well, but then they have problems within their squad and their setup, and they have problems with their manager throughout the campaign as well. Dybala was not getting into the squad at all, and it looked like he was going to miss out. Then Mauro Icardi misses out altogether. He's been classed for Inter this year. So
yeah, I looked into that a fair bit, and the only reasons I could find, or direct quotes from the manager I could find, was that Icardi just didn't fit into the system. Yeah, they've got so many good strikers, and that for whatever reason, coach just didn't like him. Said it was nothing personal. I can't verify that, but
Dybala can't play with Messi as well, so that's another problem. They're pretty much the same player, but Messi's obviously a better player. So he starts. I don't know. I just be concerned about. I don't think they're as good as everyone thinks they are.
It's a balance thing, eh?
I feel the strike force, midfield and the strike force, are really, really good defensively.
You've got Marcus Rojo and Nicolas Otamendi.
They're not the most solid, and pretty hot-headed. I mean, the two of them could, well, Rojo especially, pretty hot-headed.
They don't have a solid goalkeeper.
No.
I think it could be Willie Caballero.
Yeah, because Romero got injured again. Costa injured him, didn't he, actually?
Yep.
In Spain, so yeah.
Knows what he's doing.
Yeah, of course he does.
Yeah,
but they're one of those teams that you might think you might face some problems, but at the same time, if they did turn it on and play well, they could go all the way to the final if they really wanted to.
Well, they've got Messi, and Messi can score as many as he wants on any given day.
Yeah, I just don't buy it that much. I think like a defence that weak, Messi has so much pressure on him. Like, this is his last chance at winning a World Cup. He's had this pressure of the nation on him for years as well. Yeah. I think it's just an awful lot to take on going into the tournament. They're relying on him. Like, no one else in that team is going to win them the World Cup.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd be surprised if any. Like,
Higuain, Di Maria, Aguero.
I mean, you do have some big names there.
Yeah,
I'm just not buying it. I think like Aguero, he's a great player, but he won't single-handedly do it. And if Messi doesn't step up, I don't think he's going to single-handedly win him the tournament. Like,
to be honest, out of all the big teams in the first groups, they are the ones that could go out first. They are the ones that if someone's not going to make it through a group, it could be Argentina. Legitimately, you could see Croatia and Iceland taking points out of them.
Yeah, Iceland potentially could, because they do play so well as a team, and they're probably going to set up pretty defensively, which could obviously make things pretty tough.
Yeah, they'll be well drilled. Like, everyone loves Iceland. 350,000 people in the country. Yeah, and they're amazing.
At the Euros as well.
So, interesting fact: Iceland and Croatia get drawn together in the same qualifying group. They came through the same qualifying group, and Iceland won it. When they played each other, Iceland won 1 and Croatia won 1.
Same group as Holland, was it? Did Holland go out?
No, Holland was the France group.
Yeah, they were with France, I think.
Yeah. No, Croatia and Iceland played together in the same group. 1-1-1. 1-1-1. Iceland won 1 and Croatia won 1. But I think Croatia are still the better team. Out of the two of them, I think
so. I agree, yeah.
It's still a magic. Croatia have got some good players.
They do.
Croatia are a very solid team as well, though. Like, I think I have them to top this group, and Argentina to fall in second, because I just think that they do it in tournaments. They're a reliable team in the big tournaments. Like, as I said with Argentina, you don't know what you're going to get with them.
Yeah, Croatia are dark horses. They could surprise a few people.
Yeah, I'm not saying I see them going the whole way or anything like that, but I think to top that group isn't as difficult as it sounds.
Yeah, you could be right.
It's not like you're trying to overturn a Germany. You're talking about Argentina, who scraped in, and I think it was 6th in the South America qualification. So that says it all, really.
Yeah, and you think when Argentina actually play Croatia are probably going to have the ball. Modric, Rakitic, Kovacic.
Yeah, Persic as well.
Persic, yeah. They're probably going to be the ones controlling the midfield. Yeah. They've got far better midfielders than their counterparts, who are probably going to be Ever Banega, Javier Mascherano. Yeah, I'd fancy Croatia, but yeah.
I think that one's going to be... It's going to be a tough... Argentina probably should top that group, but at the same time, Croatia have got the quality they could top that group. That's going to be a tough one to call, I think.
It makes a massive difference as well, that particular one, because I think if you top that group, you get Denmark, whereas if you don't, you get France.
Yep.
So
there's a lot of pressure to finish.
That's a massive amount of pressure.
Yeah, you don't want France in there.
No. And then equally, I mean, if Iceland do set up defensively and they defend well, they could scrape a couple of points and they could finish second.
Yeah, it does. I mean, Gylfi Sigurdsson turns it on for Iceland. He's another one. You give him a free kick anywhere within 30 yards, there's a chance it's going in.
Yeah.
I think, for Iceland, they don't score many goals, but they don't concede that many goals either. No. So, I don't know. I think I could see Iceland getting a result against Argentina. I could see them getting a result against Croatia. Like, they could get a result against anyone in that group.
Yeah, they could.
What have you got against Argentina?
I don't really know. I just
It's just a natural hate.
I think a squad that is so based around one player he's an exceptional player, but like he has so much pressure on him to win a World Cup. I think his manager even said like the World Cup is a revolver to his head. Like his manager is an absolute hothead as well, Sampioli. So I just don't fancy them as a top team. I would be surprised if they're lifting the World Cup at the end of this, but I said it now, so it's probably going to happen.
So I take it everyone's just writing off Nigeria.
Well, they're not a bad team either, though. Like they're not an awful team. Like they put it up against. I know it's a friendly, but they did put it up against England in the second half.
Yeah.
They just changed their tactics a little bit and caused England some problems. So they could get a result against. Maybe I don't know. Would they?
Alex Iwobi hat-trick against Argentina.
He seems to do it for Nigeria. I don't know what's going on, but I don't rate him as a player, but he does it for Nigeria. He's one of their best players. So
him on one wing, Victor Moses on the other, John Obi Mikel doing what he wants, pulling the strings.
That kit though.
Yeah. Was it sold out in like
2 minutes. Nick released it and then 2 minutes later it was sold out.
I'm having that all day, that kit.
I think I just want one of those like the training tracksuit things they've got. It's like something Conor McGregor would wear with the flowers all over it, but it looks good.
I think you could get away with
no, I don't think I could pull it off, no. But I might try.
I feel like in Toronto you might just get away with it.
Get away with anything here.
Yeah.
They maybe would accept it more than walking around Glasgow with a flowery top on.
Glasgow, they just assume you were a Celtic fan.
Wearing a flowery top?
If it's green.
If it's green.
Just anything that's green, you're just assumed. Right.
Aye, that's true.
So I'm thinking Argentina still win the group. As much as I could see an upset happening, I think they'll still have too much, and I think Croatia will finish second, Iceland, then Nigeria will get nothing.
Yeah, that's the only one I went probably different for, was that I went with Croatia to win the group, and
Argentina to come second.
Yeah, and that does change the complexion of the draw then, because as I said, like I have then Argentina to crash out against France, so they're only getting to the last 16 at that stage, whereas Croatia, I have Croatia to get through against Denmark, so they're getting to the quarterfinals and then to go out against Spain. So like it does, I think that's the most that Croatia could really hope for.
Yeah, I think so. If they did win the group, I think that would be as far as they would go. If they come second, then I think they're out next round.
Yeah, I've got them coming second and going out against France. So I've got if you're splitting our 4 groups in half, I've got France getting to the semis, and I've got on one side, and I've got Spain getting to the semis on the other.
I've got a France-Spain final.
France-Spain final. See, I've got Brazil beating France in the semi-finals.
I went the other way. Because I'm not overly convinced by Brazil, but
I think
they are very good. But I just think France will get to the final and will lose, as they do. But
I don't want to speak too much about Brazil, because we'll speak about it in part 2. But I think Brazil's team's so well set up. It's so well set up, and France will be French, and the French will bottle it.
Yeah, and as well, I don't think there are going to be many group upsets in the first 4 groups either.
You can't see it. They're so So if you're looking at this now, look at the quality of the teams that are in it now, and that's supposedly getting expanded to 48 teams. At some point. I mean, the quality's just going to be so poor.
But Ireland and Scotland might get there.
Scotland will still fail. Scotland will still fail to get there. We have not been in a tournament since 1998. I was 6 years old.
Yeah, but there's something about qualifying through a difficult process. Like, if Scotland were to qualify in the current process, I think it would mean so much more than if the world, than if the draw was watered down a wee bit and then they made it. It's not got the same.
I don't know. I think it's been 20 years. I think we'd take it.
I don't mean that people wouldn't enjoy them being there, but I think when you face that uphill struggle, and like so when they played against like France and Italy, like if they had qualified, that would like that would have meant so much more because it was a harder route to go through.
Yep.
But that happened for Ireland for the Euros. Like I would have said the same thing at the time, that like we're so bad we can't get into the top. I think it was 3 or top 2 out of the group to get up. And in the Euros, and we came 3rd in the group and got through. And like that's so bad. But at the same time, you're getting behind it. Like, you're out having pints watching the match. You do get behind it no matter what. So.
Yeah.
Right. Final words. I'll ask you one question. 1, who's your winner and why? And 2, who's your dark horse and why? Darragh, start with you.
Right, well, the winner I have Spain, and kind of for the same reason I said earlier. Like, you can't pick their starting midfield, and that says it all. Like you're straight away looking. I could put him in, but I could also put, another, European winner into the team. Like, it's ridiculous. The talent they have in midfield. The one concern I'd have is about Costa. He needs to stay fit. He has a tendency to get injured, but I think Spain are top notch.
Dark horse, if anyone at all. It's a tough one because...
As in dark horse to go the whole way, or dark horse to...
Not necessarily, just a surprise package of the tournament. Someone that exceeds their expectations.
From the top 4 groups?
Anyone. We'll go anyone.
I wouldn't be surprised if England did quite well. And I know a lot of people would say they're not really dark horses, but no one has fancied England for a while now, outside of England.
Yeah.
And I think that they've got some top talent, especially going forward. And I think there's probably less pressure on them, and that's the biggest thing. There's less pressure on the English team going into a tournament. They can go a fair way. And I have them to come up against Colombia. Like, they have a chance against Colombia in the last 16.
They'd be favourites.
Yeah. Then they'd face Germany. So it might, that's where they might get knocked out. But I think that's
penalties.
That's even successful enough, though. Quarterfinals
would be really good for England.
So I think they could go quite well in the tournament.
Yeah, I'd say that. Yeah, quarterfinals exceeding expectations for England. Yeah, right. Gordon.
Yeah, I think France are my winners. Like I said earlier, good, strong, young team. I think they've got the potential to go all the way if they can keep it together. But yeah, I think France are my winners. Dark horse, yeah, it's maybe a tough one. I mean, if Iceland could pull off a couple of points against Argentina and Croatia, then they could maybe cause a wee bit of an upset. But somebody that might go a wee bit further, I think maybe Colombia. I think Colombia could maybe cause some problems. They played pretty well last time round. If they kind of kept that going, then yeah, I think they could maybe cause some upsets for some people.
Yeah, Colombia could do all right. I haven't even started to look at that side of the draw, but aye.
Yeah, the group isn't great though. They should top that.
Yeah, they should. I think if they do top that and then they go through. We're getting into Group 2, but I know we're doing that tomorrow, or Wednesday. But if they did end up playing Belgium, it's possible they could beat them and then get a wee bit further and cause a wee bit of an upset.
Okay, France to win. Colombia dark horses. Any final words on where Syria is in the world?
It's in the Middle East.
What about you then? What are your teams winning?
I'll do it part 2. Do it part 2. I think I said Spain are my favourites. Spain are the team I want to see them do well. I think they will do well.
Well, a dark horse then on the group top 4 groups in the Group A to D.
I can't see. I'm looking at who I think is going to go through. I can't see Portugal doing well. I've got Uruguay getting to the quarterfinals. I think that would be, if Uruguay got to the quarterfinals, that would be above expectations for what they expect. just because I think their group's easy, and then I think they're going to get Portugal in the second round, and I just think Portugal are a terrible football team, and not unlike Real Madrid on a smaller scale. I don't think Real Madrid have been the best team in Europe the past 3 years, but they just managed to win.
It must be a Ronaldo thing.
Yeah, yeah, maybe. Yeah, you would think I don't like Ronaldo, but yeah. Alright, I'll take Uruguay. Uruguay's my dark horse from the top 4 groups. Yeah, that's nearly an hour. Call it there.
Yeah, it's not bad,